President Muhammadu Buhari is on the final stretch of his 2 terms as the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces. The President's expected exit in 2023 has animated the Nigerian political space as many politicians are filing out in the race to succeed President Buhari. But as the political season gathers momentum towards the general elections in less than a year, there are those who say that Nigerians should work harder this time to elect a president who would do more to pull the nation back from the brink. Gbenga Olawepo Hashim is a global energy executive, former presidential candidate and founding deputy national publicity secretary of the People's Democratic Party, and now a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress. He now joins us to discuss the possibility of Nigeria getting it right in 2023, starting with his party's decision to zone political post. He will also be talking about electoral reforms ahead of the next general election, national security, and the anti-corruption campaign of the Buhari administration. Welcome to Newsday. We're going to be talking about a lot of...
for having me.
You're welcome. We're going to be talking about a lot of issues, but first I would like to get your confirmation. Is it true that the APC has zoned the presidential ticket to the south?
That's not true. No party will do that. No party has ever done that. What the party has simply done is to zone its political offices. The party has a right to do that internally, but when you're talking about elective office, the party officials or the caretaker committee does not have the right to zone political offices. Every Nigerian has got the right under the Constitution to run for any office that he wants or she wants to run to, regardless of where you come from, regardless of your ethnicity, regardless of your religion. That's a constitutional matter.
And thank you for clearing that up. It seems that there's a few conflicting messages that we get from the APC, seeing as how they are, let's put, for a lack of a better term, a little bit not together. They seem like there's quite a bit of disgruntled members and not.
Well, I think the party is very clear on its position. It has zoned party offices. But you have a lot of political interest groups that drive all manners of narrative through the media. Everyone who is a politician and who has read the Constitution knows that parties don't zone elective offices. It has never been done. It will never be done.
Okay, but I was actually more moving towards the discussion of your confidence in the party and the way things are holding. It seems that there were some delays with the announcement of when the convention would be. Now we have a date. I just want to get your take on the performance of the Mai Malabuni-led Extraordinary Caretaker Committee and how they've been able to steer the affairs of the party in the last couple of weeks.
Well, I think the important thing is that we now have a date and all the stakeholders are committed to this date, and we should be forward-looking. And this is also happening at a day when President Buhari has signed a very historic document that is going to provide the framework for the 2023 election. I think let's spend more of our energy on looking forward and see how we can reinvigorate our democracy. And for the first time since return to democracy, we now have a document that will give us a very clear path to a free and fair election.
Well, you said something very significant, that we should be looking forward, we should be looking ahead. And based on that, we can see the current state of the nation is very worrisome, to say the least, especially with the rate of unemployment. It's actually, the rate of unemployment is historic, and that happened under the watch of the All Progressives Congress. Now, in the event that your party gets victory come 2023, what is going to be different, seeing as this figure of 33% unemployment was reached under your watch?
Well, there are a number of issues that combine to make that happen. You had the pandemic, and then you had the low oil price. The price is high now. But these issues have been here for a while. And I think the important thing is that we get the next set of contestants for the office of presidency, governors, local government, to ensure that job creation is critical to their agenda. Job is not just going to be created at the federal level alone. Jobs were created more at the regional level when we had a very robust federal system in the First Republic. We had the various regional governments, like the governments in the Western region, were building factories, and these factories are the ones that really create jobs. The various industrial estates, like the Lukweju Industrial Estate, like the one that you have in the Keja Industrial Estates. Most of these industrial estates were actually developed by the regional government. You also had the same thing that was being done in the northern region under Sir Madu Bello. The various textile mills that were built in Kaduna, Kano, were actually targeted through pin-sized investments that were focused on creating industry and creating jobs. You cannot create jobs if you don't develop the manufacturing sector and build industry. This has to be central to the agenda of those who are seeking office. And that is primary to me, creating jobs. That is central to me. And it's not just going to be done at the federal level. It has to be done as well as at the state level. So it's not just about what the APC government has done at the federal level, but also about what various governments are going to do at the local level. And one of the things that the president has been concerned about is how to free the local governments, the municipal government that have been emasculated by various state governments. And it doesn't matter whether it is APC or PDP. The local governments have been completely emasculated. So a central agenda to ensure that at the municipal level you can create jobs also will be to ensure that the local government are truly local government, and they are not just mere appendages of the state government, as we have seen since return to democracy, whether it was a PDP government or it was an APC government.
Now, President Muhammadu Buhari says he's looking forward to leaving office next year. And from comments from a lot of Nigerians, it seems Nigerians are also looking forward to it as well. However, I would like your honest, unbiased assessment of the president's performance in office, considering the economic situation, the endemic corruption in the country, the incessant security crisis that Nigeria is experiencing, amongst others. Please give us your assessment.
You can be sure that I'm not going to be fair in answering that question. And so I would rather, as I said, let's look at the issue. We have had a security crisis that we have never had before under this administration. And this was not created by President Buhari, but I mean, he has the responsibility to deal with that question. So I believe that we should concentrate our energy on drawing up a program of action that will ensure that those critical things that matters to Nigerians, such as security, that we're able to deliver, you know, as we look forward to 2023. And I will be happy if you will ask anyone that comes to your show or any of your platform that are saying, oh, I want to be president, I want to be governor, ask them this critical question. There are issues that need to be dealt with in the area of security, and it will be important for us to see the agenda of the various contestants for office towards 2023. Security is core. Job is core. Corruption, as you have raised, how do we deal with corruption? that is eating up about, according to a study by PwC, corruption by 2030, if not arrested, will be consuming about 35% of Nigeria's GDP. That's about 200 billion US dollars, enormous resources. So what's the agenda of the various contestants on how to deal with this critical issue? It would be nice if we put this on the agenda and it's not just politicking. What is driving the aspiration? What are the set agenda on these key issues?
Okay, well, we only have a few more minutes left, and looking forward, as you have been saying this entire time, we need to look forward to progress and to better things coming. Well, just as we saw, the president signed the Electoral Act Amendment Bill, which we had been waiting for quite some time. I want to get your take on it and also your hopes for what could be implemented, since there are quite innovative strategies within the document.
Now, this is an historic moment for Nigeria. For 20 years of democracy, we've been looking forward to this. In 2003, 2007, when the PDP administration had the opportunity to put this kind of electoral act in place, it never did. But now, finally, we have this under the APC government, and it shows a lot of commitment to strengthen Nigerian democracy. Now, elections, now the results are going to be available at polling unit level, electronically. Accreditations of voters are going to be done electronically. A lot of issues that have limited popular participation have now been addressed under this Electoral Act. And I believe that going forward, Nigerians could look forward to their vote counting when they come out and vote. This will help to address the question of low participation of voters in the election, because people have always made the argument that, after all, my vote is not going to count. But now you have a document that will make your vote count. So go out and get your PVC and make sure that you participate in the next rounds of election so that you can elect the leaders that you want. If you don't do that as a citizen, that's going to be your own challenge. You would have failed your civic responsibility. But I want to congratulate the president. He has delivered. The National Assembly leaders, they delivered. What is important at the end of the day is the delivery. A lot of time has been spent, but we now have a document that I believe should be able to deliver a free and fair election to Nigeria come 2023 at the various levels of all the elections that we're going to have, whether they are going to be governorship or they are going to be presidential election.
APC chieftain Gbenga Olawepo Hashim, thank you so much for joining us on Newsday.